Nintendo has always been known to be very innovative over the years. They made the motion controls popular.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
Tablets used as a controller, a console handheld hybrid, and most importantly, they added a handle to the GameCube. Probably the most important advancement in console history. This isn't the only great thing about the GameCube though. They also had some awesome games that pushed the cube to ludicrous speeds. Now if your game isn't on the list, that doesn't mean I'm forgetting it. It just means it may appear in a future video covering the same topic. There's just so many limit pushing games to cover in one video. So with that being said, I'm Jurassic Ninja, and this is 5 games that push the GameCube to
ludicrous speed!
Let's start this list off with the love-hate game. Star Fox Adventures is basically another game with Star Fox added to it. The game starts off very boring, but looking really gorgeous. The frame rate is ridiculously fast and the controls are so smooth. After a while of playing as Crystal, you finally can play as Star Fox. You start off in the most forced flying section ever. Instead of flying down to Dinosaur Planet, they make you go through gold rings in the most boring way. When you finally get to the planet, you're welcomed with some awesome graphics. I mean, look at the fur detail. This was unheard of during the 6th generation of gaming. I personally don't like this game, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look damn good, because it does.
Ludicrous speed!
I can hear everyone's thoughts now. He better have added Resident Evil 4 to the list. Well, I did. This is the first version of the game and is one of the best looking ones of the 6th generation. That's including the first released PC version. There's loads of aliasing issues, but that doesn't take away from the really awesome realistic graphics this game can put out. Resident Evil 4 offers all new gameplay mechanics and controls that reinvented the dying franchise. It's full of gore and non-stop action. This game will keep you on the edge of your seat while easily maintaining 30 frames per second and never really dropping below that. Easily one of the best Resident Evil games out there and probably the most easily attainable one because it's on just about every console to this day.
Ludicrous speed!
Let's take a look at Nintendo's last GameCube game. Not to be mistaken with the last GameCube game, I'm talking about Nintendo's last one. The Legends of Zelda Twilight Princess. This is a visual style everyone wanted for a true 3D Zelda game. That's not to say Wind Waker wasn't awesome, but this darker tone for Link is just amazing. Aside from that, lighting effects have been taken to the max. There are so many different styles to see in this terrific game. Different locales, each with different characters, and a slew of new bosses that keep you battling forever. Not to forget about the massive amount of content that's going to keep you going for hours. You get all this beauty and it's maintaining 30 frames per second of pure glory. If it wasn't for the flipped world, I think I was playing the Twilight Princess HD. If you haven't played this yet, you should probably play it now. Then you just gotta get past the boring prologue, then you're good to go.
Ludicrous speed!
This next title isn't one that shows up on the best graphics list, but does show up on best game lists. However, I think this is one overlooked graphically impressive game. Beyond Good and Evil, easily putting out 50 to 60 frames per second and still always looking great. The level of detail to the characters are awesome. Let's not forget to mention the amazing opening sequence with this dope ass soundtrack. The landscape and visuals are top notch with very little aliasing. It's got great sound effects and very smooth controls. Even today, everything from the character models to the special effects holds up incredibly well.
Ludicrous speed!
My last pick for this list is a game that is so out there and has incredibly addicting gameplay, and that is Beautiful Joe 2. During this era of gaming, cell shading was huge, but Beautiful Joe took it to the next level with its crazy fun gameplay mechanics. The game and combat play so fast and look incredible that you'd think you'd suffer with a lower frame rate, but nope, you get a constant 60 frames of pure adrenaline action. All the enemies in the game look great with a huge variety to keep it fresh. The comedy is top notch with a decent story. But let's face it, we're not here to play this game for the story. We're playing it for the fun gameplay, and it really is a great looking game.
Ludicrous speed!
The GameCube gets looked at with all the wrong attention, and my guess is because it didn't get a lot of third-party support. With so many great games rocking out 60 frames per second all in 480p with component cables, you're left with one impressive console. A lot of people do like to put the GameCube down, but if you look past its useless handle, you're left with a cube that has a lot of great first-party games and even some better performing third-party games that run smoother than the PlayStation 2. With that being said, I'm Jurassic Ninja, and this was my 5 games that pushed the GameCube to ludicrous speeds. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and ring that bell to help this channel grow and become so much more. Thanks again and take it easy.